We begin with breaking news out of Pakistan. Former Prime Minister Imran Khan has been arrested by police, backed by paramilitary officers at a court in the capital, Islamabad. Khan, who was ousted as leader a year ago, is facing dozens of charges, including corruption and terrorism, all of which, he says, are politically motivated. Let's speak to Kamal Hyder now. He joins us live from the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Has this arrest at this time, Kamal, come as a shock?
Not just the way, the time of the arrest, but the way of the arrest, because Imran Khan had already gone into the court premises. He was inside the court premises when those Rangers units, which is part of the Pakistani military and under the jurisdiction of the Interior Ministry, closed the windows, entered into that room, then picked up Imran Khan. His lawyer said that they were pepper sprayed, that the former Prime Minister was kicked and also hit on the head, and then he was taken away from inside the court premises, which then prompted the Chief Justice of the Islamabad High Court to say as to how he could have been arrested from inside the jurisdiction of that court. Now, he then called the Inspector General and said he should appear within 15 minutes. The Inspector General was late. However, the Inspector General said that it was not the police who arrested him, but the paramilitary forces who were aiding the National Accountability Bureau that arrested him. The Islamabad High Court Chief Justice also summoned the Secretary Interior within 15 minutes. He has not turned up yet. The court also disturbed about that. Imran Khan, according to the latest reports, has been taken away by the National Accountability Bureau to their premises, and there he will be given a medical examination with 8 doctors on board. But however, as the reports of Imran Khan's arrest went across the country, protesters are already on the streets, arrests are being made. The Inspector General Police of Islamabad is saying that anybody coming out to protest should be arrested. So indeed, a precarious situation developing after the arrest of the former Prime Minister.
Absolutely, because do provide us with a little bit of context, a little bit of background, because there have been arrest attempts in the past which have been prevented by Imran Khan's supporters.
Well, in fact, it did not just prevented by Imran Khan's supporters, but also backed up by the courts, because the courts were granting him bail. There were incidents earlier outside his residence in which the protesters tried to stop the police from arresting Imran Khan because he already had bail. Now, he's got over 140 cases against him. This new case, which the National Accountability Bureau says pertains to some fraud in some university that was done in the past. However, Imran Khan's lawyers say they did not receive any notices in this regard. And also the fact that Imran Khan has been cooperating with the courts despite the threat to his life. There was an assassination attempt on him several months ago. He has been coming under heavy body protective armor with his close bodyguards along with him to the courts, and has said that there's been at least another attempt to try to assassinate him when he last appeared in the judicial complex. So indeed, a precarious situation, also exacerbated by the fact that the government in power has already said that they will not be holding those elections, which the Supreme Court says have to be held within 90 days. That deadline is going to pass soon. But what will be important to see is how the people react to this latest arrest.
Absolutely. We'll be keeping a very close eye on events as they unfold there in Pakistan. Kamal Hyder, for the moment, thanks very much. Well, Imran Khan's spokesman has told Al Jazeera that this arrest is unlawful and that his supporters are responding accordingly.
Chairman Khan has been sort of talking about the prospect of his arrest, for a number of days. And even this morning, before leaving for Islamabad, he recorded a video message, in which he said that he would most likely be arrested again. And this, in fact, every time he appeared in a court of law, his followers, were afraid that he would be taken in. And I think attempts were made in the past, but because of various factors, he was not arrested. But today, it was a blatant interference in the judicial affairs by the powers that be, and he was taken in. Well, let's see what the reaction is going to be. But this is in violation of all laws and rules contained in the statute book, And I think the Rangers were the force, that took him in, and we understand, that they're not directly controlled by the government in power. They are controlled by other forces, which are considered to be above the law in this country. I understand, that in certain cities, large number of people are already gathering, and they are going to, understandably, they're going to block the cities. So I think that will happen, and this is going to catch up, as time progresses, and we learn about his whereabouts. It could be that protests are also taken to the place where he's kept in confinement. So, various our party leadership at the grassroots level, they're taking the initiative, they're taking the steps, to galvanize people to launch protests.
Let's bring in Palwasha Khan. She's a member of the ruling Pakistan People's Party and a member of the National Assembly, and she joins us now from Islamabad via Skype. Good to have you with us, Palwasha. Perhaps you can shed some light for us on why Imran Khan has been arrested today.
Well, he has a number of cases registered against him. This is one of those cases where he did not have a pre-arrest bail. This is an arrest by the National Accountability Bureau, as far as I know so far. And the National Accountability Bureau has its own standard operating procedures with regards to arrests. But please keep in, I'd like to highlight the issue that the current government has already passed a law that makes the laws that govern the National Accountability Bureau far less harsher than they were during Imran Khan's time, when a number of the opposition leaders and
I feel like we're slightly going off topic here. What I'm trying to understand is Imran Khan was in court. He was facing trial for one of the cases that has been brought against him. So why do these paramilitary forces storm the courtroom and pull him out to put him behind bars when he was working through the process of justice anyway?
That is another case. So, see, I'm not sure if the laws allow, since I said there are a number of cases. So, as far as I understand, this was totally another case in which he did not have bail. And the paramilitary force reports to the Ministry of, so it is generally under the Ministry of Interior, not under the military. So must have sought permission from the Ministry of Interior before acting.
But what about, how does it sought permission from the judge who was in that court?
Sorry?
Did it seek permission from the judge who was in that court, who was trying Imran Khan?
It's not permission from the judge who is in court, because this is not the case that was being heard in court. This was totally another case in which he had been issued several notices, and he failed to either respond or appear in person as was required, as has been the practice with everybody who has been arrested by National Accountability Bureau during his own term in power. Most of the arrests that were made in Imran's terms were under the National Accountability Bureau's Act, which was much harsher than what it is now.
Yes, we heard that point before. But Imran Khan is saying that all these cases against him are politically motivated. He says the government is determined to put him behind bars no matter what. Do you see how this action today just plays into that narrative?
No, it does not. You see, these are solid cases. There are cases of foreign funding. This is a case of huge sums of money that have been embezzled, and he fails to appear and defend himself, you see. Even if a case is politically motivated, let's for a second, agree to what he says. Isn't it supposed to be the case that you come and you defend yourself? Nobody is above the law in Pakistan. People have been held behind bars for years and forgotten about in frivolous cases.
Okay,
These
but you're saying
cases
that
are solid
he has been arrested for not appearing to defend himself. But in this particular instance, he was in court to defend himself.
You see, but I'm trying to explain to you that was another case. He has
I understand
evaded
that, but why not
courts.
let justice run its course?
Sorry?
Why not let justice run its course?
We are trying to, it has nothing to do with the government, for one. Number two, this is an independent Bureau of Accountability. It does not come under the government's jurisdiction in any case. And the third thing is that he should appear. He has failed to appear before courts. He has evaded arrest. He uses medical conditions. He uses, frivolous charges against the law enforcement, the military, the government, but he does not want to appear before a court of law. That is the question.
If you say that this has nothing to do with the government, who controls this paramilitary Rangers group?
I tried to explain that to you earlier also, that the paramilitary Rangers group comes under the Ministry of Interior, which is under the government of Pakistan. It's a civil ministry.
Who arrested Imran Khan?
The military. They can be asked for by the Ministry of Interior, and they're at their beck and call.
But you said it had nothing to do with the government, and yes, they were arrested by paramilitary groups who respond to the Ministry of the Interior.
Rangers can be asked to come anywhere if there is a law and order situation. That is the purview of the Ministry of Interior. The case has nothing to do with the Pakistani government of Pakistan. It has to do with the National Accountability Bureau, where he has failed to appear on a number of occasions. And in the past, such leniency was not shown to his own opponents.
Do you fear for the impact that this is going to have on Pakistan? We're already seeing his supporters taking to the street. This is going to cause huge upheaval and divisions in the country.
You see, Imran Khan has been driving divisions since about a year now. And you have seen, as have all the others and the people of Pakistan, that the numbers that come out with him in case of a call for protest are not that great. So let's see. It has nothing to do with how the National Accountability Bureau operates, but he will definitely try and get his people out. But in the past, even a few days ago, there was a call, and that failed miserably. So let's see how many people come out on the streets.
Well, we are already seeing live pictures of people out on the streets protesting. So, Pal Washa Khan, we will keep a very close eye on the situation there in Pakistan. Thanks very much for joining us.